If you're hitting it fat, thin, or topping it, you need to learn how to stay down through impact in the golf swing. In this next video, I'm going to show you exactly how to do it fast. Keep watching. So to stay down through impact in your golf swing, you need to get low point control. Now, with your irons, which is what I'm specifically going to be talking about today, we need to be getting the right amount of descending blow into the golf ball so we can hit ball first, turf second. So an example would be, as you're coming down, is to have more of a descending blow with your iron, and you'll catch the ball and then the divot after. That's when you see these pros on TV, you see them taking these huge divots. They're hitting the ball first and then divot after. That's how you compress your irons. That's how you get more distance and more accuracy. And you'll see typically at impact, you'll see them in some sort of position like this with the shaft leaning forward, and they really compress down on the golf ball. And this is for pretty much every iron in the bag, and they get in this great position here. So low point control, incredibly important. And you need to be getting that slightly descending blow. We don't want to be sort of coming down steep like this, but we need to be coming through nice sort of shallow descending sort of blow like that, and just catching the ball flush first and then divot second. So there's 3 keys to help you stay down through impact in the golf swing. Now, all 3 of these are important, so make sure you watch all 3. This is not a case of just skipping one and just doing the other 2. All 3 are super important. The third one is the most important. And I'm also going to show you a really good drill that ties them all together. So the first one is the backswing. Now, if your backswing at present looks something like this, where it's very short, your arms are very bent, you haven't really turned very well, it's going to be very difficult for you to stay down through impact because your arms will be too bent. You can't sort of get through the ball very solid. Your swing won't flow. So ideally, when you turn, you need to feel like those arms are a little bit more stretched out. You're getting a much better turn. It doesn't matter if you can't get your arms to a full 90-degree turn, or your shoulders, I should say. Even if you can only go to here, that's fine. But get those arms stretched out straight in this sort of spot here. Really important. Now, the other thing is, if you're someone that sways off the golf ball too much like this, or maybe even a reverse pivot like that, you will find it very difficult to stay down through the golf ball. The momentum, when you sway like this, will make it very difficult to get back here to the golf ball. So incredibly important. And the opposite of having those arms too bent, if you're someone that doesn't hinge very much with your wrists, and you're very much like that, very exaggerated, but if you don't hinge much, it's very likely when you come down, you're going to chunk it and hit well behind the golf ball. And that goes the same with having your arms very short. It's most likely you're going to hit somewhere back here, and that's no good. So for you watching this, get over the ball. I want you to really feel like you make a nice centered backswing. And by that I mean, yes, you can move a little bit onto your right side. You want to be getting pressure into that right instep, but we want that head to be fairly still, but just moving a little bit behind the ball. A nice centered turn, somewhere like that. That will set you up really nicely for the downswing and make it easier for you to stay down and through the ball. Now, the second part of this key to staying down through the golf swing through impact is the recentering in the downswing. And I think this is probably the most challenging for most golfers. So here's what it looks like. As we've made a good centered backswing. What I'd like you to do, as you start your downswing, I like to feel like this left shoulder, this lead shoulder, and my left hip go down slightly. And what happens when you do that, your body recenters, and it gets you into a position where you're able to strike the ball more and the divot after. Now, the key is, as we get here, as we come down like this, the key is that we still need to be maintaining some wrist angles. We don't want to be casting, letting those wrist angles disappear, because then you're still going to hit well behind the golf ball. We need to be getting that shift happening to our lead foot. There. Lead shoulder, lead hip down. And then we're able to come through and compress the golf ball. Now, the real key for this is this recentering. It actually happens before the backswing is finished. If you have a look at any of your favorite touring pros, have a look at their swing in slow motion from face on, you will see nearly all of them, as they're going up, before they finish their backswing, you'll see this movement laterally towards the target, just like this, laterally towards the target, and then they'll come down and through. Now, a lot of golfers see this and they think that's a slide. It's not a slide. A slide is this, where the hips just go and the upper body gets hung back behind here. That's a slide. That's definitely not what you want to do. You'll hit a lot of fat shots, tops and thins doing that. But I want you're really getting your upper body, your torso and your lower body forward. It's only a small move. It's not a massive move. Small move there and then down like that. And you'll find it much easier to really stay down, hit the ball first and hit divot second. Now, the third part of this is the sequence. This is super important because this ties in the backswing and the downswing. So as we make our backswing, as we start our downswing, we're making sure that our lower body is moving slightly first and the arms and then the shoulders are following and they're flowing through. We don't want that upper body, as we start that downswing, to be moving early and getting our arms and shoulders to cut across the ball and come down steep. So from this angle, if you're someone that's getting your sequencing at a place, it might look something like this. You come to the top here as you start down, arms and shoulders going out. That's your sequence getting out. And you're going to cut straight across the golf ball and be in all sorts of trouble. So I want you to feel, as you get up to the top here, get that lower body moving first. The club will shallow. Really important that club shallows. It should be splitting somewhere through that trail forearm. Club shallowing. And it's really falling underneath you. You can see the club's coming underneath my body. It's coming from the inside. And I'm swinging through. It's not getting out and coming down steep over the top. Now, I've got a simple drill for you coming up. I want you to practice this because this will make this whole golf swing much easier. Here's a simple drill you can practice to embed this into your game. Now, I've got the advantage here of my mat. I've actually got lines across here. So if you don't have this and you're at the driving range, you can draw a line in the grass, put down some spray paint or some chalk or just something to use as a reference point. Now, what I'm going to do in this example here, and I practice this all the time, I'm setting up with my club where the ball would be, getting into my stance. I'm going to practice doing swings, doing those 3 keys that I've just spoken about. And as I come down, I'm aiming to hit just in front or really on top of that line or just past it. That way I know I've hit ball first and then turf second. And this is what I practice. So I'll just do it nice and slow. And I can see, I think I hit somewhere just past that yellow line there, and I'll practice this over and over. And that gets my low point control improving, gets my low point control on a slight downswing. And that way I know I'm going to compress those irons and hit them nice and solid. So let's do another one. Nice and slow. And through. That is a great drill you can practice. Find what works best for you, but I guarantee you if you're struggling to hit your irons, one of those 3 keys I spoke about will be the reason why either your backswing, your downswing, or your sequencing is out. Now, if you try these 3 moves and you still find you're hitting it fat, I want you to pay attention to your wrist angles, particularly in your downswing. Now, if you find you're still hitting them fat, it's quite likely, as I mentioned earlier, that those wrist angles are disappearing here and you're hitting back here somewhere. So I want you to really focus on that wrist angle that you had at the top of your backswing. You're maintaining that a little bit longer and you're releasing the angles down here a bit lower. So if you're still hitting it fat doing this drill, check those wrist angles, incredibly important. Now, what is even more important, I've got a video coming up that's talking about the shoulder turn in the golf swing. Now, when you combine that with the keys in this video, you're going to hit the ball longer and straighter. See you on it.